Hi, everybody. Welcome to Magic Universe. This is message from Universe 6. It's a message Universe has for us right now, and also a timeless message that is also a part of the Pick a Message playlist. The links for the introduction to Pick a Message and the playlist itself are in the description below. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And also, thank you for getting the private readings and healings. Anybody who would like to have a more personal session that is specific to you, you can go to my website at magicuniverse.co. That's .co. Thank you. And this is message from Universe 6. All right, so this is so cool. So I pulled the cards, right, for the first two rows, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. And like Universe is like, nope, one more. And they had me pull this card, the Ten of Cups, and I was like, wow, I've never seen this card before. I mean, this deck for me is fairly new. This is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. And I had not seen this card before, but this is beautiful. And it ties in so well with the first card that came out, which is the Angel of Death, the Ángel de los Muertos. Because the Ten of Cups talks about family and kind of like happy endings and stuff like that. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So the first card that came out, the Ángel de los Muertos, transitions to the spirit realm. Some of you out there, if you have a loved one, a friend, family member, somebody that you care about, who has transitioned from the physical realm to the spirit realm, they're coming to say hi. Yeah. And for some of you, I think it actually is family. And so this picture from the Ten of Cups, the last card that came out, might connect with you in terms of like somebody who is in the spirit realm right now, okay? And yeah, they just want to say hi. The messages that I'm hearing are about love. They want to let you know that they're still interested in what you're doing in your life. Like they're still interested in the stuff that's going on in the physical realm. That's kind of the message that I'm getting, and they're they're kind of like watching the stuff that's going on in amusement, because from the higher realm, you're in the love vibration of love and happiness and joy. So they kind of see things from like a higher perspective, right? So the things that you're struggling with would be kind of like amusing to them because they understand that struggle is really just a human perception. And their message is like, okay, we love you, try not to take physical life too seriously, is what they're saying. Okay. Yeah. So that's really cool. All right, so on to the next three cards. The Seven of Swords. I feel like this is talking about if you're in a place where you're not kind of like you're not feeling like you're completely on track, right? You're kind of feeling like I'm doing this until I can get on track, that kind of a thing. So maybe like a scenario could be like you're working a certain type of work that is not your true calling, but you're kind of needing to do this to keep your income coming in, or you're doing this for a certain reason, whatever the reason may be, until you can shift over and get to whatever it is that you're wanting to do. That's kind of the energy that I'm seeing, right? Because the Seven of Swords talks about it talks about deception, but not really deception in like a bad way necessarily, right? It's just something that's happening that's not what it seems, or something that's happening that's like not the real thing that's going on, okay? And then the card next to it, the Three of Wands, actually talks about actively waiting. Kind of like in this picture, where if you're going fishing, you're ready for the fish to come, but you kind of have to wait for the fish to come and bite, right? So it's kind of like during this waiting period where you're ready for something to happen, but you're kind of like just waiting for opportunities, right? Waiting for the chance to or the timing or something to come into alignment, something from the universe to synchronize, right, and come together. During this period of time, you're doing the Seven of Swords thing where it's like, okay, I'm doing whatever it takes to get by, or I'm doing whatever it takes right now to until the next thing comes along or something like that, right? That's kind of the energy that I'm seeing. And then the Ace of Swords is the outcome card where it's like, yep, that's the clarity, that's the solution coming in, that's like the thing that you're waiting for happening, okay? So that's a really, really good outcome for this period of time where you're just kind of like gestating and seeing if whatever that you're waiting on is going to transition over to the outcome that you're looking for. And the Ace of Swords shows that yes, it is. It's going to happen. And I'm kind of like seeing the connections between just the word transition, right? Because you have in the angel card, the first card, where it's like transition to the spirit realm, and then in the little spread in the middle right there, where it talks about you're transitioning from one phase into another phase. Okay. All right. And here's a message of relaxation from universe. Stop your world from spinning by partaking in well-deserved moments of relaxation. So for those of you who maybe maybe if you're in that kind of Seven of Swords mode where you're not quite doing what you want to do or not quite in the place yet of being able to really show yourself exactly the way you feel you are on the inside, okay? During this period of time where you're waiting for that transition to take effect and to move on to over to the next phase, universe is saying like relax about it. Like you don't need to feel like you're in the wrong place. You don't have to feel like that you don't have to struggle through this time. Just you can perceive this period of time as something that's just part of the journey, and if you can enjoy this part of the journey, then you can enjoy every part of the journey until you get to where you want to go, right? Because and people always talk about like it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and this is like a really good example of that while you're working towards where you want to go, you can enjoy this part of it too, and you can relax into it. There's in this relaxation card, I'm kind of getting the feeling of like letting go of any kind of like guilt you might feel, or any kind of like imposter syndrome that you might be feeling, or just letting go of anything where you're beating up on yourself for not yet being where you are or anything like that, right? And they're just saying to relax and enjoy this time. It's okay. This is part of your journey. Like nobody is judging you for where you are. Nobody is judging you for whatever it is that you're feeling, or even if you do feel like you're struggling, and your spirit is saying you don't need to struggle, but even if you are struggling, that's okay too, like just there's no need to have any kind of like negative feeling about yourself, about whatever it is that's going on in your life, right? And just relax about it. And then the word deserved, where it says well-deserved moments of relaxation, you don't need to have efforted really, really hard in order to deserve relaxation. Relaxation and enjoyment of life, the pleasure of life is life. It's part of life. You don't have to like do anything to deserve relaxation. That's what they're saying. And they're just saying, yeah, just relax, chill out. And there's this other thing that's showing up that's saying once you can get yourself to like calm your energies and to sit back and really relax, communication is going to come to you through the spirit realm. And it may very well come through from your loved ones that have transitioned, because that is the best vibration to be in order to receive. Because you know how sometimes you get visitations in your dreams and stuff like that, right? And the reason why they come in your dreams is not because they're not talking to you when you're awake. It's because you can't hear them, because there's too much noise going on in your mind, or maybe you're distracted or too focused on the physical things in the world, where when you're just about to drift off to sleep or just about to wake up or something like that, you're kind of in that in-between state where you're really relaxed. That's when their messages can come through. It's because that's when your own frequency is in a matching vibration to theirs, okay? And then you can receive from them. And you can actually really accept those visitations as real, and not just say, oh, it was just a dream. They weren't really here visiting me. They were really there visiting you, okay? So yeah, they want you to know that. And when you can get yourself into a more relaxed state more of the time, then you'll be able to receive from them more often, okay? That's really cool. You don't have to be, they're saying you don't have to be asleep. So long as you're relaxed and your mind is relaxed. Sometimes even if you're just kind of like, I'm seeing a vision of like, I mean, not necessarily in that kind of environment, but just think of something like, say you're by a lake or something like that, and you're just sitting there watching the sunset, and you're not really thinking about anything. And then if something comes to mind, like you're not actively thinking of it, but something comes to mind, or like a memory comes to mind, or something comes to mind, that's them giving you a message. Okay. Yeah. They just wanted you to know that communication happens a lot easier than you think. You don't have to like do a seance or, or have to visit a professional psychic medium in order to receive messages from your loved ones. Okay. That they're with you. They're with you, and they're communicating with you all the time. All right. In the next row, infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. There's a lot of good stuff coming in. The infinite abundance, and then also if you look a few cards over, the Empress, that also talks about like fertility and abundance. And then the card next to that, receive with love and appreciation, that's talking also about receiving. There's a message coming through about being worthy of receiving the all of the things that you're wanting to receive. To universe is saying to open up your open up your arms, open up your heart, open up your capacity to allow all the things that you want to come in. You see how like in the infinite abundance card, these women, they're holding this big blanket or sheet or something to receive all the fruit, It's like to kind of unlimit your capacity to receive. Because I feel like there's some of you out there, going back to that word deserved, right? In the relaxation card, where you feel like you have to deserve it, like to do something to deserve it. And universe is saying like it's ask and you shall receive. All you have to do is ask. And the equation doesn't say ask and then work really hard and then you shall receive. Like do something to prove that you deserve this and then you'll receive. Like, no, universe is giving to you. Just kind of like going back to the thing about messages from your loved ones, right? They're there. You have to be in the right frequency in order to receive, but it's only about that. It's only about the frequency. It's only about the energy alignment. And it's not about like action doing a lot of things in order to have that reception. And it's like the same kind of message here in terms of receiving abundance of physical things, like abundance of money or abundance of love, abundance of whatever it is that you're asking for, right? And it's talking about, if you're going to put any kind of effort into receiving, it's not the effort of action so much as the effort of alignment, the effort of getting your energy and your expectation and your beliefs in the place where you're like, okay, I'm opening my arms wide, I'm opening my heart wide to receive all of the love, to receive all of the abundance, the prosperity, the wealth, and they want you to open up even more and expect even more, not because you quote deserve it, but because it is yours. You ask from your human perspective, and your spirit automatically becomes the thing, and is saying, okay, this is yours. All you have to do is just know that it's yours, and then it's yours. It'll manifest into the physical reality. Okay, there's like a lot less struggle involved than human beings think that is involved in the manifestations of the things that you want. In the chaos and conflict card, so for those of you who's actually going through the struggle or the chaos or any kind of conflict in your life, in this particular card, I'm kind of seeing this zebra slash, I don't know what other animal would have that other kind of patterning on their body, but I'll just say like zebra slash horse, even though I'm pretty sure that's not like a horse pattern. But it's standing very still. And I feel like universe is saying, if you're going through any kind of conflict in your life where like maybe things are crumbling apart or anything like that, or yeah, where it's like you kind of have no control over it, right? Because it's chaotic, it's chaos. They're saying don't struggle against it. Stand very, very still and just let it happen. Just let the stuff fall. It's okay. Relax into it, surrender, right? For those of you who also read tarot, it's kind of like the Ten of Swords, where it's like, okay, you know what, there's nothing I can do about this, I'm just gonna let it be, and then let this cycle complete, and then I'm gonna move on to the next cycle, right? So it's kind of like that. That's kind of the message that I'm getting. So for those of you who are like kind of in that really conflicted kind of situation right now, just let the stuff fall off. It's okay. Just let it fall off. The best thing you can do is actually not fight against it. And yeah, this is also like, if you look at the picture, it's also a card of transformation, right? Because once all of the stuff falls off, then you turn into a whole new animal, right? So it's like when you come to the end of a cycle of something, you don't struggle against it, then you can very easily rebirth into the next cycle. So that's what that's talking about. Card number 33. 33, threes talk about, for some reason, every time I see the three, and I think some of the other teachers who know more about numerology, they say three stands for like the Trinity. And so it makes me think of Jesus Christ. It makes me think of, for those of you where if Jesus Christ is like you connect with this with Jesus, that there's something about that. There might be like some kind of biblical story that goes along with this chaos and conflict card, where I was talking about like surrendering, where I was talking about like just letting it happen. I'm not too familiar with Bible stories, but for some reason that's just coming up right there. So for those of you who are more familiar with the biblical stories and Jesus stories, there might be something that connects with that kind of surrendering, that kind of like and connecting it back to tarot, like the hangman, where you just kind of like let it happen, where you can be in enlightenment within yourself while there's chaos and conflict going on around you. I feel like that's what the message is. Okay. Knight of Wands. I feel like this is a call to action. A call to action towards the Empress, towards the abundance. For some of you, this might actually be like a relationship type of thing where the Knight of Wands is a romantic partner that's coming in, that's approaching you, and you are the Empress. You are, we're talking about like the Empress, about like fertility, about abundance, and then like in abundance, you're talking about receptivity, right? Talking about not having to struggle in order for your answers to come in, or for the things that you're wanting to create to come in. And I feel like this Empress energy may represent you or may represent the other person in a partnership, but there's going to be like one person that takes the action and there's one person that receives from the action. And so if you are the one who I feel like it could be both, actually. So say you're asking for a relationship, right? And so the Knight of Wands comes in. He or she is the action taker, comes into the picture and forms a relationship with you. The person that's the Empress is the one who gets asked out, and the Knight of Wands is the person who asks the Empress out. Does that make sense? So it's like there's somebody that's the action taker, and there's just somebody that's like the receiver of it. And it could balance out and go both ways, where sometimes you'll be the Knight of Wands and the other person will be the Empress, back and forth, kind of like that. So it's like balanced. But there'll be an inspiration in terms of the person that's being the Knight of Wands in the moment, or in that, for that particular day or something like that. You'll feel inspired to, hey, let's go out, let's do this. Hey, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call this person now. And I just feel like there's like a chemistry, a connection between these two individuals, whether you be, the Empress or the Knight of Wands, and it might be, like I said, mixed depending on the moment or depending on the day. You might play a different role within the relationship. I feel like there's a lot of fun between these two individuals, a lot of fun energy. You guys are different, but at the same time, there's a lot of, I want to say, like catalytic kind of interactions, where one person will say or do something that will cause the other person to say or do something, and then go like have like a back and forth type of thing that creates a really nice creative energy between the two of you. The synergy is the word that's coming to mind. The Empress actually looks kind of coy in the picture too, but within that coyness, there's a lot of intelligence in there. Like there's a lot of thinking within there, where you're not just, even if you're the one who's more receptive, you're doing a lot of like mental creating, where you're creating with your thought, and then the Knight of Wands will pick up on that kind of telepathy, pick up on that and actually instigate and actually say the words out loud and say, hey, let's do this. But it's created, like co-created by the Empress through her thought, through her mental generation of ideas. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like, how like you don't necessarily create with action, everything comes as energy before it becomes action, right? So you could be the person who's like thinking, I want to do this, and I'm daydreaming it, I'm thinking about it, and then your partner will be the one who's like telepathically picking up on your thoughts and going, oh, hey, let's go do this, and it's like exactly what you were thinking, kind of like that. So there's a lot of that going on within this relationship. It's really fun. It's really fun. And then, like I said, reversed, you could also be the one who could be the Knight of Wands, and the other person could be the Empress. So receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of good things coming in. especially when seen with the middle three cards from the first row, where I was talking about as you transition over and you're in this waiting period, then becomes something like the thing that you've been waiting for shows up or something like that. Like receive that with open arms, receive that, widen your capacity to receive, what I was talking about before, right? So I just feel like there's a lot of good things coming in, and then to get yourself into that receptive mode where you can receive more and more and more. It's like bring your energy into one of love and appreciation as you are in the gestating or waiting mode before the thing actually comes, right? When you get yourself into that energy of love and appreciation, it opens you up energetically so that you become a match to the thing that's coming in. And there's a lot of like harmony between you and the thing that's coming in. And that thing could be a situation, it could be a person, it could be, anything like that. And it also like primes you to receive in a way where when the thing or the person or relationship or wherever it is, it comes in, that everything works out in a harmonious way. You've been in those situations where you ask for something, it comes, but it's not quite satisfying, or maybe the way that it comes isn't quite satisfying. So this is talking about when you can prime yourself energetically into love and appreciation, then the thing comes in and it's lovely, the way it comes in and it's lovely, like everything about the whole process of you receiving the thing is very harmonious. Okay. And then we're ending on the Ten of Cups, which is talking about all of that. It's Ten of Cups. Cups talks about emotions, the completion, right? Tens are about completion. And this is like the happy ending, although, there's no ending to anything because everything's infinite. But this is talking about the things that you're asking for coming in. There's an energy of having a really happy picture, a really happy manifestation. There's so many energies from the other cards that we've been talking about up above that shows up in the Ten of Cups. Like the relaxation energy shows up in here. The energy of the Angel de los Muertos. If you look at the Ten of Cups in the book, it says the Ten of Cups is a scene full of peace and harmony. A couple, half human, half fish, emerges from the sea to watch a rainbow brightening up the sky. They're connected by their true everlasting love. Their 10 small fry are protected underneath the mother's plant-like dress. This card affirms the depth of family bonds and reminds you to count your blessings. And then the upright meaning bliss, family, harmony, contentment, protection, blessings. So I feel like those of you who have been wanting to hear from a transitioned loved one, they're giving you these messages about family, about contentment, harmony, and stuff like that. So especially that family kind of energy, really from the Ten of Cups card, is really highlighted and connected with the first card with the Angel of the Dead. Okay. So those of you who've been waiting for a message, this is your message that's coming through. And then also the Ten of Cups, I feel like also has that energy of the infinite abundance pouring in, about the Empress and the Knight of Wands, right? For those of you who are wanting a message about like relationships or stuff like that, I feel like here's that couple with the Ten of Cups being together, the relationship, the fulfillment of happiness. Okay. All right. So that's your message from Universe 6. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click on the thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.